Moikka!
Hey! Welcome to our podcast, Mastering Finland. I'm Jean and I'm from California.
I'm Petra and I'm from the Czech Republic.
We're here to chat about our life in Finland.
Hi Jean!
Hi Petra!
Today we're going to talk about documents and residence permit that you have to get if you're a non-EU citizen or EU citizen.
Right.
We're going to start with Jean probably because she's the non-EU citizen and she had more difficult journey on how to get to Finland.
It was definitely a longer process than the EU citizen students.
So what was the first thing you had to do in order to get here?
Yeah, so the first thing I had to do was to show proof that I was accepted into a university.
Okay.
And once I got that proof, I was able to start the application process for my residency permit for my studies. Mm-hmm. And then once I got that paper, I was able to take my application and go to the nearest Finnish embassy.
Okay.
And which for me at the time was Hong Kong. And I submitted my application, but in addition to the application and proof of studies that I was accepted into a program, I also had to show as a non-EU citizen that I could financially support myself, and that meant I needed to have, at least 560 euros a month. To spend.
Yeah.
So, luckily for me, I was teaching for like 3+ years before this, so I was able to save up money. Yeah. And I did have that to show. So that means you also had to show bank statement or anything to show that you had the finances.
Yeah. Which definitely doesn't count for the European citizen. You don't have to prove anything about your finances. Just come here.
No proof needed.
Just come here, try to survive.
That's how it works. Yeah. In addition to showing proof of finances, you also have to have a private insurance.
Yeah.
I used an insurance. It was an international student insurance company called Swisscare, I believe.
Okay.
And I think I paid like $300 something for 1 year.
That's not bad.
I could be wrong. I should check that.
But it's fine. I mean, I also had an insurance because in European Union I have this blue card that everyone from European Union has, and it means that you're insured and you can get the healthcare in another country that belongs to EU.
Nice, yeah.
And it's the same price you would pay as the other people. But
nice.
The point is that you get this like travel insurance thing.
Yes, exactly.
Even within Europe that I had actually for some part of the life here, because it assures that if something happens to you, this company will really pay it off if it's like a big surgery or something like that.
Right.
But it's not compulsory, and I know that quite a few of my friends from Erasmus who were from European countries, they didn't have anything like that.
Mm-hmm. So yes, in addition to the acceptance letter and the application, you also have to have your proof of health insurance.
Yeah.
Private health insurance. Yeah. And then that's all submitted, and then you just wait on the decision. Mm-hmm. And if you have everything, then you're most likely going to get a positive outcome.
That's good.
And then you are going to get the residency permit card mailed to you, which is like this pink card. Uh-huh. And you have to enter the country with that card.
Okay. So how long is it valid then?
That card is valid for 1 year from the date it was issued.
Yeah. Wasn't it changed recently though? I think I read it that there was a recent change in the law in Finland. It might be for the whole 2 years of studies.
Oh, that would be really nice because then you wouldn't have to renew it and reapply at the end of the first year.
So what did you have to do then if there's that 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And it ends, so it's getting close to the end. So what are you supposed to do to renew it?
Yeah, so once it ends, once it's like about to end, you need to go to the immigration office, which unfortunately we don't have in Jyväskylä. And so we all went to Kuopio, which is like a city 2 hours west or east.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty quick process. In fact, you book appointment slots that are only 15 minutes. So really all they do is just take your papers and make sure everything is in order. And if everything is, then it's done. And of course, that was my experience. I have heard some that were a bit more difficult and it didn't turn out that quickly. But I think for the most part, if you have everything they're asking for, it should be fine. And then it's basically the same thing. You just wait for the card and it arrives, I think, like within a month or maybe a little longer. Yeah. It just depends. It's like one of the like 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. But yeah, definitely get that started way before your first residency permit card is about to expire. So you're not, you know, rushing and...
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah.
Cool. So what happens then when you arrive to country? What do you have to do?
So once I arrive to Finland, I need to go to a place called Maistrati, where you register into the Finnish population information system. So this is so that they know you are a resident of the city in Jyväskylä.
Okay, so for the European people, it's a bit different because we don't have the like identity number or the social security number, as they call it. So you have to go to Maastricht as well, but the first thing you have to do is to get the social security number because you don't have it.
Which I need to add that, which I didn't mention before, non-EU citizens already have that number on the back of the residency permit cards, which they received in the mail and entered the country with.
Yeah, so you already knew that. I had no idea about anything like that. So I got that first and then I did the same thing as you did and I registered the address in Finland. Right. Which, by the way, if you move into other place, even within the same city, you have to change and go to Maistrati and change.
Yes.
But it's good because it like updates it all, and even Posti, which is the local post.
That's true. It's all centralized. Yeah.
If somebody sends you something to the old address, it automatically gets the new one.
Yeah, forwards it.
That you updated at Maistrati, which is really good and smart.
Okay, so now that you have your documents, you now need to figure out where you're going to live.
Yeah, and you should definitely do it before moving to country. Otherwise, it might be a bit tricky if you move to nowhere. So,
although there are a lot of bridges here, so
you
can live under a bridge.
Good luck with that, because you're going to freeze to death soon.
Exactly. So, how did your housing search go for you, Petra?
Well, for me, it was because, of course, I was coming as a student first, so as you were. Yeah. So I had that opportunity to get the student housing from the university, which I decided to apply for, and it was a bit stressful because I was not sure how big capacity is there for the students, because I remember them mentioning on their website like, oh yeah, there might be like too many students, so you might not get in. And at that point,
I remember that too.
Yeah, and it made me really nervous.
Yeah, same.
Because I was like, oh my god, how am I going to be looking for another apartment?
Exactly.
It was at the end, it was quite smooth. I would say it was quite too late reply. It was just before the summer.
You're right.
That I heard, and then we were coming in like August.
Yeah, it was like 1.5 months or 2 months before.
Which is ridiculous. It just was the whole like uncertain and stressful, and you don't have a place to live, and you're supposed to move in 1 month and a half.
Yeah, it totally keeps you on edge.
Yeah, but if you're moving and you would really want to live in your place, there are definitely websites where you can search for apartments, but it might be a bit more difficult because when I was moving now to Helsinki half a year ago, it was quite difficult for a foreigner to find like a real apartment, even if it's a small one. Yeah. We were looking for a long time, and basically then we heard just like one reply.
Yeah. And why is that? Why don't they want to rent out to
I think it's they're afraid, and I feel that they believe that maybe, you know, Finnish people are more responsible, or they won't trash it, or I don't know what's the image of foreigners, but it's quite sad. And also like you are applying in English, because, you know, my Finnish is decent, but like applying for housing in Finnish is a bit too much. Okay. So I feel it might be trickier unless you know somebody who really is fluent in Finnish who can help you.
Yeah, so like try to stick to student housing if you're coming as a student, because it really does simplify the application process, because they know you're students.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, you know, it's all right. And I think it's better than in other countries, the student housing, because I lived at my university in Czech. Yeah. I basically paid similar to what I paid here, which is ridiculous. And I shared a room with another person. A room.
Oh my goodness.
Horrible. And I know my friend, she even shared a room with 2 other girls.
Wow.
And you have no privacy at all.
Well, luckily in Finland you have a lot of privacy and personal space.
That's the good part.
True in
housing too. Even if you have if you share apartment with people, it still means you have your own room and your own space.
Yes.
Which makes it way better.
Yes.
And it's also easy to get studios, as we both had during our masters.
Yes.
Well, you a bit later, right? Because you lived first in the...
Oh, that's true. I totally I blocked that part out of my memories.
Doesn't exist.
I wonder why. I remember I asked in the Facebook group page for international students. I think it was for our group specifically that was coming. Or no, it was... Maybe it was just JYU international degree students. And I just asked them about the different housing options, because I know there's different companies, and then also the location. I just wanted to get an idea of like which locations were what and the vibes and everything. I think they let you choose top 3.
Yeah, they do.
And luckily for me, I got my first choice.
Yeah, I think everybody does usually, unless it's like super overcrowded.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a different, because I was there for the first year for Erasmus in Jyväskylä.
Oh, the exchange program.
Yeah. So I knew Jyväskylä very well. Then I left for 1 year.
Yeah.
And I was babysitter in close to Helsinki, and then I came back for master's. So I knew what was where, and I knew that like most of the international but master's students were in Kortepohja, where then we both live at the end.
Yes, that's where eventually I moved to in my second year, which was one of the best decisions of my life.
Yeah, I convinced
quite honestly.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad you're stuck, because I was so adamant about not.
You were so annoying.
Because I really liked. The thing I liked about my first place was that it was in a very, very quiet.
There was one bus per 1 hour, so it was very quiet because the bus didn't come.
There were 2, and I think maybe a third one, but it was so rare that it's like seeing a shooting star. It's like very rare. But I just liked the environment of that place. There were...
Yeah, it was pretty.
There were less... It wasn't high, tall apartment buildings. It felt a little homier and cozier, which is what I liked about it. And that's why I was hesitant in moving to Kortepohja, which is very much what's called... It's called Student Village. So it's like...
You survived and now you're happy.
Yes,
so
now
that's
I'm
the
happy.
most important.
So happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, once you apply...
It was around, April-ish? May-ish?
In the spring.
Yeah, somewhat spring. And then you, as we said, you wait for ages.
Yeah,
because it's ridiculous. And then you move in, and you have the person called tutor who helps you with all these like first things provided. But at least University of Jyväskylä, I'm not sure how it works, but I'm pretty sure
universities,
other universities have the same. Yeah. And they like pick up the keys for you and make it a bit easier, so you can like not be that scared of everything new.
Yeah, they definitely help you transition into your first couple of days there for sure.
Because it's a bit shock, isn't it?
It's because everything is so different, and I mean it's an intimidating process.
Yeah.
I was really lucky with my tutor. I think I came earlier than everyone else, so I kind of got like special attention, like one-on-one tutor.
Specialty.
Yeah. And we eventually got to being really close. So
but that's amazing.
Tutors, the tutors, they're super nice and helpful. And
okay, I guess that's probably all. Or do you have anything else?
I think that's it. I think like all the housing options just depend on your location.
Yeah.
And there's always student housing. And student housing is obviously cheaper.
Yeah, it's affordable for sure.
It's very affordable. Else. I think the first year I paid like $230.
Yeah.
But I was with 2 other people in our own rooms, 3 rooms. And then in the second year in my studio in the student village, I pay
271 or something like that.
200.
Is it more?
I think 84. They raised it 5 euros recently, so it's like 284, I believe. Yeah. So I mean,
but how many square meters do you have? I think.
Do you remember? We had the same like layout.
21. 20 no.
21.
Yeah, I think it was 21.
It's the it sounds tiny, but it's the perfect space for one person.
Yeah,
honestly.
Genuinely, you don't need anything else, really.
No, and you'll be surprised at how actually spacious it is for one person. Yeah. And cleaning takes like.
I would not recommend it. Probably it's 2 people.
Yeah, I think some people do it.
Yeah,
but
I think
it's
so. Like couples, but
yeah, it would drive me crazy.
There is no place. You can go to. There's this restaurant where you can study and stuff, but. If you just want to have like a bit, extra space, there is no extra space if you're 2 people in that small place.
Not in the studio. Yeah.
But it definitely makes it good for these like tiny gatherings. We had so many
good times and memories.
So many celebrations and just potlucks and different things that we did.
And no personal space at those potlucks.
Yeah, definitely not. We didn't keep it the Finnish way, for sure.
No. So, okay.
Good.
I think...
Hope we managed to tackle the issues that you're facing. And
yeah. I think like the documents, housing, that was the main things.
that's the start of everything, so,
Yeah.
Good luck with your search and, your applications for everything, and see you in the next podcast.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye.